And we're live.
So not Laci Green. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Franchesca Ramsey seems to continue to double down and basically favors internet, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter censorship. Tonight, we will discuss how all this is tied together with the civil rights industrial complex and how these individuals, these social justice warriors, cannot get away with what they have gotten away with in the past. JP, do you have anything to add before we start this intro?
No, let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
Well, folks, this is the best show on Blog Talk and the best show on the internet. Shut up! Nobody, and I mean nobody, tackles issues like inflammatory talk. Shut up! And Mr. Midnight Movie. Shut up! And Jewish producer.
Hello, son.
Shut up! We tackle the things that nobody tackles.
Hello, son.
Demand answers.
Hello, son.
Stop walking on eggshells. Shut up!
Hello, son.
Goofy Bone can get off his bloviated fat enchilada ass and start talking about La Raza.
Hello, son.
Jocking it. Pimp Daddy Joe P. Jocking it. Pimp Daddy Joe P. Whipping the skippy all day long.
We're making a movie about white guilt. We're going to examine all these facts. Shut up! The civil rights movement today basically protects criminals.
Okay, stop interrupting me.
We're making a movie about white guilt.
Okay, stop interrupting me.
Shut up! We're making a movie about white guilt.
Done in a beautiful fashion. The documentary, at the same time, both prose and poetry.
It's not the noble movement that it was.
I'm above you on all these issues. I've been to the military. I have served in the capacity to protect your rights to bloviate. To protect your rights to bloviate.
Who are you to tell me what my style is, you meth addict?
I've been to the military.
How do you know I'm a meth addict?
I'm above you on all these issues.
How do you know I'm a meth addict?
You haven't served in the military. In fact, you wouldn't be fit for the military.
I'm a racist, and I don't consider myself an especially evil person.
What's this got to do with the price of rice in China?
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm a better man than you are.
You're a narcissist. We've established that.
Okay, stop interrupting me. You could not defend the very rights you enjoy. You are the ultimate invalid.
I put stock in you.
I'm wondering why Mr. Solutions isn't on Debbie Daly's show.
What's this got to do with the price of rice in China?
Money. I'm into aviation. Money.
Power.
Money.
Power.
Man boobs.
Shut up!
I see why Sick the Tank daddies kicked his ass and kicked him out of the house early on.
Man boobs.
Shut up!
I'm going to talk over you as loud as I can. I've got my speaker full blast to blow you away.
Shut up!
Mr. Midnight Movie.
My name is Delano. I have killed Mr. Midnight Movie. I stabbed that son of a bitch.
This is
Money.
Power.
Money.
Power.
tired.
Money.
Power.
Money.
Power.
Yes. This is Inflammatory Talk. I am your host, the diplomatic, but
Well, you're inflammatory, and then diplomatic.
The inflammatory but diplomatic Mr. Midnight Movie and Jewish producer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? Why are you even talking about Franchesca Ramsey today?
Well, she has been out
in the past.
Yes, she has not done any videos in a while about like now it's like every now and then. I mean, because she's basically highly mocked, and it does hurt. And I said before, Franchesca Ramsey, who started with Decoded, and then all of a sudden they started to do basically slam shows on her, saying basically killing her in the logic department. And before, these kinds of individuals, when they only had when they only had TV, cable, and radio, you know, they would have these individuals like this on quite a bit some of them had, you know, doctorate degrees, and they would go on and they would bloviate about white supremacy and their views on racism, and they really never got challenged.
They'd get away with it.
They'd absolutely get away with it. Today, since we've gotten, since we have, you know, the internet, and particularly YouTube, they're not getting away with it anymore. And people are wise to their stuff.
Let me throw something out there. Okay, when somebody like Franchesca Ramsey comes around, and I'm not saying this is in her case, but what's going on now when people hit and become viral, so to speak, right? That's kind of like the new, overnight success story of yesterday when these people would get on the talk show circuits or talk radio or whatever medium it was. And like you're saying, it was kind of a one-sided conversation. But now, when they come out, it's not just a radio show or a podcast. It's a full frontal attack, a multimedia attack on our senses. So we all know who these people are sometimes before we know their politics, or it all comes as a package. You hear their politics, you get their face, you see, you hear everything. You know, suddenly you know who this person is. Like, I knew who Laura Loomer was by name before we did a show on her the other day, just because of bells going off, or maybe I caught her name on Twitter. I never knew that Laura Loomer was a tranny.
She's not a tranny. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? But and actually, Laura Loomer has been, and I actually like Laura Loomer, but Laura Loomer has been, she has been ousted. She's not on Twitter anymore. She's not, on Facebook. She has been completely scrubbed. They're trying to scrub her off the internet. Now, she hasn't been taken off of YouTube, but she has been taken off many of the others. So,
well, you're more than welcome to come on anytime, Laura. Anytime you'd like. We'd love to have you, and I think we'd have a good conversation with you two.
I think she would bring up some Jewish stuff. I think you guys could speak Hebrew together.
Perhaps.
I wonder if she was bat mitzvahed.
I think Laura Loomer had a bar mitzvah.
No. JP, how offended would you have been if someone had gotten bacon or some sausage products at your bar mitzvah, snuck some in at that age?
That would have been heaven.
But so Franchesca Ramsey, she like I said, she became kind of famous.
Yes.
Let me take a look here. I want to hit on the part. Let's see here. Ramsey had worked as a graphic designer when a 2012 video, Shit That White Girls Say, and then that's where she became famous. And then her chronicle, her things is about natural hair. Ramsey won the People's YouTube Red Carpet Reporter Contest, which greatly increased her channel's popularity in 2015. She was also, I think, given $25,000 to make her video. Let's see. Ramsey was one of 5 YouTubers to receive a $25,000 grant from John Green, Creators of Change Project. And so she has a lot of enablers and a lot of people who have put money behind her, and she is really big with the civil rights industrial complex, the new people being born within the civil rights industrial complex. Now, Ramsey, and then they talk about her online harassment. Ramsey has been the target of online harassment, trolling, doxing, according to writer, and I don't know how to say her name. She's part African and part white, but her name is Ajume Ulo, I think is her name. She's one of these writers.
You are being completely assaulted in our chat room tonight, by the way.
Am I really?
Oh,
Thank
totally.
you.
Oh, completely. The Fuck Your Feelings show is here, enjoying the show. Thank you. He says Mr. Midnight Movie needs a black girlfriend.
Yeah. Using lemon juice for his chapstick. Thank you, Willie.
That might be the best comment I've read tonight. Or Mr. Midnight Movie needs a helmet and a sippy cup.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love it all. But I don't know, like, how much I'm, like, where I want to start kind of with this. It was just kind of, I looked at her Twitter page, as I do so often, and, you know, her and Laci Green both had, basically they both had, like, videos attacking their perspective. And Laci Green actually befriended her critics. Franchesca Ramsey, you thought she was going to go that way, and then she went completely in the opposite direction. Mm-hmm. And I think with Franchesca, it is, with her, it's more of a religion for her. Social justice is more of a faith, and when you attack her beliefs, it's like attacking her religion. So she takes it much more personal. But the thing of it is, she's a fanatic.
Yes.
And she comes from it. And a lot of these individuals, these social justice individuals, take it as fanaticism. So anytime you question their beliefs, it's like you're questioning their religion or their faith. And they want the internet to be their house of worship. So you cannot speak, there are things you can do, but the one thing you cannot do is go against the religion of the civil rights industrial complex. If you do too much against it, you will be punished. And if you're going to do it, you better walk on eggshells while you're doing it. Now, of course, they can do anything they want against the group that's in power, which is so-called white people. But anything else, or any criticism or any questioning of it, you got to watch your step, or you could be severely punished, like Laura Loomer was punished. And she said she was, online harassment, doxing. Ramsey is one of the group of African Americans who faced regular coordinated campaigns of abuse amid forcing them off the internet. And she was off the internet for a while. But let me say this: conservatives and other people, for example, Tim Pool, who's not a conservative, if you've ever listened to his politics and stuff,
sure,
he was harassed. He was actually threatened, and I think even physically assaulted. I think he had his phone and other things taken away from him. So people are assaulted and hurt because of their beliefs, and much more so on the other side. On the conservative side, they have groups like Antifa who are actively violent against anyone who is of the right of, I would say, God, my mind is completely a blankie. Who's of the right of Kamala Harris?
Sounds like a Santa Monica airplane went right over your head.
It did go right over my head, but I want to, just because she hasn't done a video in a couple of, in 3 months, and but I want to say. Is there some more laughter going on here? Am I making a complete jackass of myself? I'm trying to get profound here. But no, okay. So
we're gonna have to read the chat room before this one's done. But go on.
I hope so. And even so, befriending folks who've made online careers out of targeted harassment doesn't address the issue or make the community safer for anyone but yourself. Sadly, we've seen that happen and nothing changed. Those new friends found new targets and many just got worse. And she said that I worry about the folks who don't have the support and visibility to support when it comes to targeted online harassment. And I wonder what she, because I wonder what she thinks is online harassment. And she says, sorry, not sorry. I don't think you should be able
Today, friends, we're talking about the light.
Go ahead. You want to
Today, friends, we're talking about the light-skinned elephant in the room and why it keeps getting all of the attention. In the world of pop culture, darker-skinned women have frequently gotten the short end of the success stick. Just consider the most successful black female singers in the last decade. You could probably come up with dozens of names, including Alicia Keys, Ciara, Mariah Carey, Jhené Aiko, and of course, Beyonce. But can you name even 5 deeply melanated female pop stars? I mean, we did have Brandy as Cinderella, but that was 20 years ago. Wait, was it? From Lena Horne, the first black actress to sign a major studio deal, to Halle Berry, the first black actress to win a Best Actress Academy Award, lighter-skinned and often mixed-race women have usually broken through society's biggest barriers first. Now, this isn't to say they weren't hardworking or didn't deserve it, but black people with lighter skin, straighter hair, and more Eurocentric features have always been more likely to be given the paltry number of opportunities to access white spaces and institutions.
So we gotta slice that bread too?
This is the reality.
So yeah, and that was okay. That was the last video she did, and that was about 3 months ago. And it wasn't actually the most, but here's one of the and she is in favor of YouTube censorship. This is one of the things she tweeted on May 5th. It's a shame YouTube didn't take us seriously when we pointed out consistent harassment, and now inspired by Trump, this bigot wants to be in politics.
Oh man, her videos were averaging. She hasn't got a lot of views.
No, and take a look at some of her videos and take a look at her videos and see the like to dislike ratio. It's always, on average, and she would always play with the numbers, but there were always more dislikes than likes. This woman doesn't have a clue about why she's disliked, and she will never meet with her detractors because she knows, I think deep down to a degree, she knows that her arguments are not as good. She can only name call and try to shut down. She wants to go to Big Mommy and Daddy Internet to try to shut down criticism of her and people who think like her. For her, it's a religion, and when you go against her, you're going against her faith. She's, like I said, she's a big-time censor, and I'm getting mad even thinking about that.
Carl Toth asked, would you rather be a skinny, dark-skinned girl or a fat, light-skinned girl? I don't know. I read that. Just thought I'd ask you.
A good-shaped, dark-skinned man.
Yes.
But let's see. I'm looking at some of her Twitter feed here. And she said, I refuse to put a name on this timeline, but check out Kay Winty for all the receipts. Is being used to radicalize bigots, and they're making a cushy living. I wonder who this person is.
By the way,
that's okay.
Her most recent video, the light-skinned privileged video, got 735,000 views. It was by far her most viewed video.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, she's disappeared pretty much from YouTube.
Yeah, she has.
Friends, we're talking.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, she has. She hasn't been on YouTube for a while.
Hey, friends. So as many of you, I have my.
Hey, friends. Okay, enough of that. I don't want to, because probably if we play any of her stuff, it's copyrighted, and she probably, I think she may have scrubbed a lot of her criticism
Hey, I'm Franchesca
videos.
Ramsey, but most people online know me as Cheska Lee, and I also recently wrote a book called.
So she goes by Cheska Lee also, and this video is from a month ago. She posted Imposter Syndrome advice with Michelle Obama.
But
Are you kidding me?
okay, in 2018, a book that was called That Escalated Quickly: Memoirs and Mistakes of an Accidental Activist, is a collection of essays that describes her unintended role as an activist on racism and online harassment after the sudden media attention to her YouTube commentary. She says the book is intended to help others navigate online world, including her own mistakes. She admits falling into troll behavior herself and writes about why she and others have sometimes used destructive behavior online to deal with online personal pressure and disappointment. She offers strategies for surviving online abuse, encouraging logging off for a time, and regrets engaging rather than ignoring online harassment. Now, and like I said,
one thing that I think kind of really spoke to me was how important it is for successful people and anyone really to kind of block out those critics and naysayers. And I think that's something we all struggle with, especially because of social media. We can hear and see what everybody is saying.
Oh man, I can't.
So yeah, she wants to block out all the naysayers, and she will not, the one thing she will not do is debate anybody. She said she doesn't do YouTube debates, but if she were to go to a college campus and debate, if there was anybody, anyone, she wouldn't do it. She considers them naysayers, and anyone that's had a problem with her.
Well, why does she get to have one-on-ones with Michelle Obama?
She's part of the civil rights industrial complex.
I'm just saying, not everybody gets to go and have a one-to-one with Michelle Obama.
Of course, Michelle, like I said,
scripted with her is what I'm saying. So she was written into a script. Franchesca was.
She basically, Michelle and Franchesca basically believe in the same things. They both believe heavily in their identity politics. They believe in the victim mentality.
Right.
And they believe...
But who's making all the money? Michelle. Michelle has all the chips. So.
Francesca's made money off this, but her pride. Mm-hmm. She is someone who probably was told she was a great actress, and then when she tried it, the rejection was too hard. But when she made that video, Shit That White Girls Say, and when she got propelled, MTV Decoded, she was praised with everything, and everyone told her how wonderful she was. And then the backlash came, and she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle the... And like I said, some of it is abuse. But others, other time, it was legitimate criticism. And, people like Tim Pool and others would love to talk to some of these far left reactionaries, and they don't want to talk. The difference between the left and the right actually wants to engage, the left wants to shut down, particularly the civil rights industrial complex. It wants to shut down discussion. It wants to control the narrative, and anything that goes outside of that narrative will be punished. JP, I think that's all I want to say on this one, unless you have anything else to add. But I just think I want to, I wanted to cover it really kind of shortly and just say the censorship is there. She's still part of the civil rights industrial complex. She's been shamed and humiliated out of the of YouTube. And she would she would love for YouTube to shut down any criticism of her or criticism of her ideas or criticism of the civil rights industrial complex. I
kind of want to hear her 5 comebacks for your racist relative during the holidays. Maybe I'll play that after the show.
Okay. I've heard all of that, and she got basically filleted on YouTube. I mean, she was just, like I said, and there are people out there. There are a lot of these social justice warriors. Jane Elliott.
Oops. I'm sorry.
Well, folks, this is the best show on Blog Talk and the best
Join
show
us
on the
again
internet.
for another episode of Inflammatory Talk. We're usually here every Wednesday.
Tackles issues like inflammatory talk. Shut up. And Mr. Midnight Movie. Shut up. And Jewish producer.
Hello, son.
Shut up. We tackle the things that nobody tackles.
Hello, son.